I'd like to talk about something that's not getting the attention it deserves in the demolition and construction industry. The quiet threat to workers' well-being that lurks behind the hard hats and the high-vis vests. As an industry, we focus on industrial accidents, falls from height, slips, trips, falls, exposure to asbestos and other toxins, and being struck by massive machines. But there's an equally dangerous yet understated issue that plays out every single day. And to make matters worse, many of these dangers are, in fact, self-inflicted. The dangers I'm talking about are our own diet and habits. These seem harmless at first glance, but over time they can erode the health of workers within the sector. And while they may act more slowly, these habits are every bit as deadly as a fall from height. The construction industry operates at breakneck speed. Deadlines must be met, work hours are long, and for many workers, meals are a rushed afterthought. The industry's fast-paced nature leaves little room for thoughtful eating habits. It often means grabbing quick, convenient options that don't prioritise health. For construction workers, especially those working in remote or urban areas where healthy choices are scarce, the easiest solution is fast food or convenience store snacks. But here's the catch. Those meals, while satisfying immediate hunger, are packed with unhealthy fats, excessive sodium and sugar. While it may not seem like a big deal to grab a burger or fries every day, the constant pattern of unhealthy eating leads to a host of long-term health problems. Obesity is a literally growing concern in construction, as it is in many sectors that require long shifts of physically demanding work. But the reality is when workers are loading up on high-calorie, low-nutrient meals, their bodies aren't actually getting the fuel they need. It's like trying to run a high-performance machine on low-grade fuel. It just doesn't work well. Over time, this contributes to weight gain, increased stress on the heart, and to a host of complications like diabetes and hypertension. And poor nutrition doesn't just impact the waistline. It directly affects muscle recovery, energy levels, and immunity response. Demolition and construction work is tough on the body. It requires strength, endurance, and a healthy immune system to handle the everyday wear and tear. If workers aren't getting the nutrients they need, they become more prone to illness, fatigue, and injuries, setting off a vicious cycle of decreased productivity and ultimately lost wages. Doesn't end there though, so let's move beyond lunch breaks and talk about habits that are deeply ingrained in the culture of construction work. Many workers face a mountain of stress. Tight deadlines, physically demanding tasks, and long hours make for an exhausting combination. And when people are under stress, they often turn to coping mechanisms that aren't the healthiest. Alcohol is one of those vices. In many demolition and construction environments, heavy drinking can be normalised or even celebrated after a tough day on the job. Let's grab a beer. It turns into a daily ritual, and before long, what starts as a way to unwind can become a dependence or an addiction. It's more than just a personal issue. It's a safety risk. Workers who regularly drink are more prone to accidents on the job, have poorer health outcomes, and face long-term health risks such as liver damage and heart disease. But alcohol isn't the only concern. Energy drinks and excessive caffeine use are also rampant. These drinks promise a quick fix for fatigue, but the reality is far more dangerous. Regular consumption of energy drinks can spike heart rates, raise blood pressure, and disrupt sleep, leading to long-term cardiovascular problems. And let's face it, workers running on 3 hours of sleep and a couple of cans of energy drinks aren't going to be at their best when they're handling heavy machinery or working at height. Smoking is another ticking time bomb. A recent study suggests that more than 1/3 of construction workers use tobacco products. Smoking on a construction site isn't just about personal habit, it impacts the entire team. Secondhand or passive smoke becomes an issue for non-smokers, and smoking-related illnesses contribute to absenteeism and lost productivity. Why is smoking so prevalent in the demolition and construction industry? The answer seems to be stress, job insecurity, and a sense of workplace instability. For many workers, smoking is a way to deal with the uncertainty and the pressure of the job. It's socially accepted, sometimes even expected in this industry, making it harder for workers to break the habit. Unfortunately, smoking takes a devastating toll with well-documented risks of lung disease, cancer, and heart problems. So where do we go from here? The dietary and habitual hazards facing construction workers are deeply embedded in the culture and the environment of the industry. But that doesn't mean we can't change it. First, nutrition education has to take centre stage. Construction companies need to recognise the role that food plays in the well-being of their workers. Offering on-site healthy food options, affordable and convenient, could go a long way toward nudging workers towards better choices. We can't expect someone to opt for a salad if the only available option is a burger and fries. By making healthier alternatives the easy choice, we can start to shift these unhealthy eating habits. Addressing substance abuse, whether it's alcohol, tobacco, or caffeine, is trickier but just as essential. Worker assistance programs need to be more proactive, offering support for those grappling with stress, dependence, or addiction. Counselling services that are confidential and accessible are key to helping workers break free from destructive habits. And beyond individual support, the industry itself has to work on normalising a healthier lifestyle. That means discouraging after-work drinking binges and shifting the focus towards more positive outlets for stress. Finally, the construction industry needs to embrace a culture of wellness. That means promoting healthier habits at all levels, from management to the men and women on the ground. Companies can incentivize workers to quit smoking or cut down on energy drinks by offering tangible rewards for healthier choices. Fitness challenges, wellness programs, even healthy cooking classes. These are small investments that can make a big difference in the lives of workers. Ultimately, demolition and construction workers are the backbone of our infrastructure, but they're also some of the most at risk for health problems stemming from poor diet and harmful habits. If the industry wants to thrive, it must start prioritising the well-being of its workers. Healthier workers are more productive, less prone to injury, and ultimately more satisfied with their jobs. And all of that really starts with the workers themselves. When we talk about falls from height, slips and trips, and dangers of mobile machinery, we talk about the duty of care that an employer has for its workers. When it comes to eating right, drinking and smoking, don't we all have a duty to care for ourselves?